Been corrected. November 24th is Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, it's always on the third Thursday though. There's one. Let me go. Cloud. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, the 7th of November. This is kind of a special webinar. The company wants to move into a different mode of communication and receiving feedback. So we're going to try to explain that to you. You know, it's was just delivered to us yesterday. So we'll try to go through this the best we can. It will be in, and we'll be talking to you throughout the week of what's going on. But anyway, to start off, it's just that what Mr. Mufara wants to do in the company is Monday through Friday, 12 noon, have the actual meeting, whatever it is that he deems that we need to do. On Tuesday, now that's Monday through Saturday. On Tuesday, that'll be corporate webinar every week. Okay. Now here's the part of it that needs to get across. Ash wants more people involved, so there'll be a rotation of actual host and co-host. I love it. At 8 o'clock tonight, at 8 o'clock every night, there'll be a follow-up or a response to what you saw 12 noon that day. Why? Because a lot of times in these meetings, a few people get to give their response and not everyone, okay? So not like before where we have a corporate meeting and it might run 3 or 4 or 5 hours. It'll be the corporate meeting, very small amount of people. Mr. Mufara comes on or his team, it doesn't matter. They deliver the information. That night, there'll be another webinar where you can come in and say, this is what I thought. This is the impact it had on me. Will be recorded, gives everybody a chance. And then Wednesday, there'll be a new item that we bring up. And Wednesday night will be another time you can give some feedback on what you saw or part, you know, whatever you have to, and you'll get 2 minutes, okay? I mean, obviously, if there's not a lot of people, you can get more time. But what we ask is, and I'm saying a lot of this, but people can get in better detail than me, but what we ask is that you give other people a chance. So if you come in tonight, for example, it's news, so there's not a whole lot, but we're going to explain what happened. But if you came in tonight, don't come in every night, okay? There's a million people. We want to give everyone, Mr. Mufara wants to give everyone, so do we, a chance to give their input. There's a big majority of people that don't get that chance. We also have a huge list of people to host and co-host. Why? Shouldn't be always the same people. And it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Okay, so I love the idea of giving other people a chance. I'm going to turn it over to anybody. I said what was on my mind. I don't know what I probably missed a few things. But.
Yeah. Okay. Right, so some of you might be thinking, why are we doing this now? Many of us, including myself, have been saying for at least the last 3 weeks now that we have seen and felt a shift in direction as far as corporate on passive is concerned, going more towards a business like the image. What we are trying to portray as a company is much more business like and orientated. This is coming and going into exactly what we're doing now with the updates that we'll be having on noon on a daily basis. Obviously, it might not all be updates. There might be things we need to discuss with the foundership and all the rest of it. But it's going to be in a business more like environment rather than it going on for a long time, like Marty said. We are doing this so that you, the founder, in a short period of time. Now, that gives you the information, the night time, then we can go over in a relaxed environment as founders, which we all are, and we can chat about it. We can talk about what we've heard. We can discuss it with the panelists and all of the other founders there alike. But the main importance is for the company to deliver the updates in a timely manner, professional, business-like at noon on a daily basis. How long is this going to be going on for? We do not know. But whilst we are in this transitional period, moving up to the launch and then after, this is where we are going to get our information. I think it is a fantastic idea. It means that we are always going to be updated from corporate on passive. And then it also means that we can then dissect it, divulge it, talk about it on the night time. That's all I've got. Over to somebody else.
Michael, you want to go first?
Oh, ladies before gentlemen, go ahead.
All right. Oh, I love Michael.
I wish I'd have said that.
Oh, yeah, just that's okay. Make fun of the fat guy. I get it. It's all right. Listen, very, very important. I want to explain to you all. The feedback episode at 8:00 every night is very important to Ash Mafara. He wants to hear what we think. He wants to understand what people think too. So don't think that's an important issue. When the CEO says, I need your feedback, I want to hear it. Very, very, very important. The whole object. Now, Ash Mafara said many times, however you think, rethink it because we're different. Now, everything that you know right now, like the shows, Oh Blast, Friday Night Live, all these shows have been changed. We're trying to get them down to 1 hour, and that'll be discussed more and more as we do it. But no Oh Blast on Tuesday, strictly the 12 o'clock to let you know, and the 8 o'clock. Now, if you're doing, that's all corporate. If you're doing a Zoom on your own, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're doing lives on your own, that's fine also. But we're keeping the protocol with Ash Mafara till 5 o'clock this morning, gave us direction how he wants this done. I do want to do one housekeeping. If you notice, the update section has been swept except for the notes from Peter Shore, Janet Butler, Daryl Cook, and Dan Street. There's a reason for that, guys. And I've got to set it again. All right. I hate to do this, but I have to. The update section is strictly for updates. No personal YouTubes. All right. Not your opinion. Not maybe some happy words. It's for updates. It's for when Ash Mafara comes in and gives one of us something to put in there, or he himself does it. That's what an update is. If you want to do if you have posting rights, please don't do that. It will be deleted. Okay. But it's for if Ash Mafara says, hey, we're launching this or we're doing that. That's what that section's for. We don't need it clogged up with a bunch of stuff. But recap from the notes and Ash Mafara's actual video when he does it is the only thing we want in there. Anything else, throw it in the webinar section, okay? That's what the whole thing was. But know this, everyone in passive right now, and I love this idea because it's actually relieving a lot of people from people that go on things every single day. So it's going to be rotated daily. All right. You're going to see different leaders and founders. We're all leaders talking. It's a great thing. This way, believe it or not, we have a lot of, right after this show, we have to get right into a lot of the organizing and the scheduling of what's going to happen this next week. And it's going to be like that for us. But to let everyone know, everyone in the passive is equal. There's not one bigger than the other. There's some that are prettier than the other. Like me, I'm prettier than red. That's how it works. But that's how it is. Everyone is equal and passive. There's no one bigger. And that's how we keep it. Michael, back to you, my GM.
Yes, sir. So again, we're now going forward with the term brand ambassadors, right? So we definitely want to be in a position to represent the company in a positive way, right? In a professional way. And part of that is education. Part of that is information and correct information, right? So going forward, we now have a track, right? We have a track that we can run on. So we know what's going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, we know it is 12 o'clock is the time. We know 8 o'clock is the other time, right? So people will be able to know and see, where they can fit in, right? From those who will be leading or hosting the particular meeting to those who will give that call and response in the evening time, right? But as we've said it many times, we are all leaders, every single one of us. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you're from, none of that. If you are in on passive, you are a leader, okay? And so we want to be able to spotlight that by giving the opportunity to as many as would like. It's not mandatory. No one is forcing anyone to do anything. If you want to stay in the background, that's fine. But it's good to be able to give individuals the opportunity that they can voice, their comments. And again, as brand ambassadors, positive, right? Positive light. Okay, if you have something negative to say, well, find somewhere else to say that. Okay, but the whole idea is to understand who we are and what we're engaged in and what we're going to be doing going forward. So just to recap, so Mondays, okay, there'll be, whatever topic is going to be decided upon, right? That's what Monday will be for. And then come in the evening, okay, we will have the opportunity to be able to give our 2-minute input, okay, based upon what was shared with us on the Monday. Then we get into Tuesday, where we actually have the corporate webinar, whereby Ash, the team, etc., will be able to present for us. And then in the evening now, so on that particular Tuesday, we're not going to have, as it was before, different ones commenting and so on. That's going to be reserved for the Tuesday evening now, where not just the leaders or panelists or any of that, anyone have the opportunity to come up Tuesday evening and to be able to give their 2-minute session for that. We go into Wednesday. Wednesday will be a recap of Tuesday's corporate event. Okay, that's what Wednesday will be for. And then same thing, Wednesday evening, we can then do the response to that, right? People can express how they feel and so on. We go into Thursday with additional topics that can be shared with the team, whether it's about a product, whether it's about a whole bless and so on. We'll have that opportunity, same thing for the evening, to give that response. Friday, we go into 360. Okay, 360 is a show that so many have come to love with the information that is shared there. And so that will still continue. But in the evening, people can respond to what was shared on the 360. And then we move into Saturday, the final day for that, because Sunday, we're getting a break from that. But Saturday we'll be able to, again, have additional topics, okay? That could be some of the existing programs that we have, whether it be with Milo, with Julie, whomever, that the opportunity will be there for that as well. And then again, in the evening, individuals will be able to come, and share and all of that. So that way, again, as was said before, more and more and more of us as brand ambassadors will be able to, have their voice heard. And that's a very, very good thing, because we keep saying it over and over again that we are one family, right? We're one family, right? So if we're one family, then I want to hear from my brother, I want to hear from my sister, I want to hear from my cousin, right? And all of that, right? So let's all accept as we move forward with this. Let's embrace it, right? And let's make it be the best version of ourselves in all that we do where Unpassive is concerned. Because as our great leader says, how we do anything is how we do everything. All right. Back to you, Marty.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me add a little bit to that. I'm glad I get to hear other people, because it makes you think of something. Remember, let's say on Thursday and Friday, Thursday mainly. Let's say Thursday you want to have Oh Bless. You can combine it. We might combine it with another show, because you know what I mean, 45 minutes here, and add something to it where you're covering more things at one time. Milo on Saturday could add something to his show to do part of what he wants to do, and add what we need to do, or maybe express to people. So kind of a compression, and because a lot of times it's a 2-hour one, and it's half of it's people talking and asking questions. But because we're separating that now, you can concentrate on the meat and potatoes, and then later say how much you enjoyed the meal or didn't enjoy it, whatever. I don't have anything else. If anybody else has anything. Anybody but Chris, I mean.
Yeah, anybody but me. One more thing, and I'm going to be real discreet about this, okay? The back office is there for a reason. You've heard me say this before about all these other groups. I've never liked them because things get said on there that aren't true. So I'm going to ask you, never tell you, I'm going to ask you, don't pay attention to those groups. Pay attention to the back office, because that's where you're going to get the right information. We had a few times this week A couple bad people, not founders, posted bad stuff about the leaders telling people the wrong information. All right. For some reason, people still believe when they do this. I'm asking everyone, get rid of the groups. Stay plugged into your back office. I get you made these groups. There's thousands of them. The issue is the wrong information is being portrayed on these groups, and it's not good when the wrong information gets out. I'm asking you, pay attention to your back office. This is what it was designed for, and that is where you're going to get all the right information. Marty, that's all I have.
And with that said, Chris, we are bombarded with so many questions, as far as, oh, I saw this in this group, is this true? No, it's not true. As to why the person posted it, I have no idea, but it's not true. Is it in your back office? No, it's not. Okay, then it's not true, right? So that is absolutely correct, Chris, and that is where we ought to be going to get the latest information, the correct information. If we need clarity, it's all there for us in the back office. Yes, individuals have their own sessions and so on that they do, that they can communicate with their communities, etc. That is perfectly fine, but as long as the information is being transferred over, right? It's not somebody putting their own spin on something, because people interpret things wrongfully all the time. Okay, so let's get the correct information. We have a recap from the corporate webinars. It's there. If you don't speak the language, it can easily be translatable, right? We can translate it into our own language. That's fine, but at least get it from the correct source. Okay, because it's very, very important that we're all on the same page, folks. It really, really is. There's no point in having 10, 20, 100, 1,000 different messages when we are supposed to be in oneness. Okay, so if we are in oneness, which we all should be, then everything that comes out, whether it's coming out of India, whether it's coming out of Australia, whether it's coming out of Africa, it doesn't matter where it's coming from, it should still be the same. Okay, so even though it's a different language, the message should still be the same. Okay, the message shouldn't change because now we're speaking Hindi or now we're speaking French. It just shouldn't change. Okay, so let's be mindful of that and pay more attention, especially now, pay more attention to what's going on inside your back office. Okay, and that's going to be good practice as we move forward into our OBS. All right.
100%. Listen, just a little bit to add to that. If you're going to a group to hear something that you know in the back office already know, you're going there, you're going there to hear something that's not true. It's already been said. I know people go, so I'm going to go here and see if I hear something different. If you hear something different, it's not true. So stick with the back office, stick with the truth. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I don't get it. It's hard enough keeping the truth, but people really gravitate towards, oh, this is new. New doesn't mean it's right. Okay, so let it go. One more thing I want to add now that we were talking about that. A lot of people hear something in a webinar from ASREPAR or whatever, KYC, EKYC, freaking brains blow up. Oh my God, what are we gonna, I don't know how to do a I don't even know what an EKYC is. EKYC, now I really, listen, when you need to know, you'll know. If you come to Fat Marty from New Jersey and think I know something different, I don't. But I'm not sitting around thinking about how that's going to work. I don't need to think about how it's going to work. Marty, get in there and do your KYC. Then I'll look, there'll be a video, it'll be simple. I do what they tell me to do, I'm done. Stop focusing on what you don't know. You're going to know. I mean, I remember people panicking over KYC. Ask comes up a couple of weeks ago and tells how it's going to be done. It's simple. It's you go in there and just, it's done. It's EKYC. Just calm down on and anything you hear from Mr. Mufara. A lot of people go, he's getting another product. Oh, we're not going to launch for 6 more months. Trust me, they can do more than one thing at a time. Okay, they're working on all there's things, hundreds of things happening in the background that we don't know. Ask doesn't bring them up until they're pretty much concrete. But he brings them up to give me the info. He's not telling you, I got something new. we're not going to launch till 2025. He never said that. They can chew gum and walk at the same time. You ought to see who he surrounded himself with. We saw that the last couple of weeks. If that didn't blow you away, something's wrong. When you get quality, that kind of brain power together, we're in for a ride of a lifetime. And guess what? They're doing it for us. So stay on the carpet, take the magic ride, and stop worrying about stuff you don't need to worry about. That's definitely all I have.
Yeah, let's exercise good old-fashioned common sense, right? Let's exercise that, right? Some people say it's not as common. Common sense is not as common. But I mean, seriously, folks, right? There's someone decided to take a screenshot of their back office tabs, okay? And they decide to edit it, okay? By inserting something called excess profit bonus, okay? Now, common sense says if I log into my back office and I don't see that label, guess what? It doesn't exist. It does not exist, right? That's common sense. But yet, this has been shared into chats upon groups, and then it comes to me, oh, is this true? Like, what does this mean? What is that? I said, is it in your back office? No. Then ignore it, right? Like you see how simple that is, folks, right? That we don't need to get stuff going viral for no reason. If you see something and you know it's wrong, ignore it, delete it. You don't need to contribute to it by forwarding on to other people and so on, because you're contributing to the problem, right? We know what is what. By now, all of us should understand our business. We really should. And if we don't, okay, then you need to put a little bit more time into it, right, to get to understand it. Because what we have is the greatest business ever, like ever. I can't think of another business that is greater than what we have. And the impact that it's going to have for all of us, every single one of us, the impact it's going to have is going to be unbelievable, folks. This is why you hear these terms, rumble, it's about to erupt, right? Greatest shape of your life, think bigger. All these phrases and terms that we use to describe our business, that should tell you, right? That should tell you that this is just something that has never been done before. Because tell me of a business that's been described as such. I can't think of one, right? I can't think of a company, right, whereby all these different terms that we're using for on passive have been used. No, right? And so we have to understand that, folks. So let's not get carried away. You love what you've seen before. Any changes that you may think has transpired is always for the better, right? Think about that one for a second. If I have something in my hands, right? And wow, I love this. I just love what I have. And then someone comes along and make it even better. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, right? If it's better than what I had before, then certainly that's a good thing. So do I need to be concerned about, well, how did it get better? Why is it better? I don't need to be concerned. It's not necessary. All I know, it's better than what I loved, so I'm going to love it even more. What is wrong with loving something even more? You understand? So, keep that in mind, folks, as we move forward. We have the best business, period. So anything that comes with a great business, we have that and more, because we're always over market value. We're always over deliver. So just remember that everything that comes with a business, okay? Everything that comes with a business, we have that and more. Over to you, Red.
Thanks very much, Michael. You guys have said it all. To be honest, I can't add anything to it at all. Exciting times we are now. Love the direction the company is taking. It is going to be fantastic. Just stay plugged in. Turn up at 12, turn up at 8. You won't go far wrong. And as they all say, get in the back office. I haven't got anything else.
Everybody's done. Okay. And another thing, all the links for the week will be in the back office. Then we put in calendars, all that's gonna be done, okay? So there'll be a link for Monday, a link for 8 o'clock, link for noon, all the way through the whole week. So don't worry about that, that'll get done. It's not there yet because I'm here. Anyway, yeah, that'll be done. Thanks, everybody. And see you at 8 o'clock. Have a great day. Bye, everybody. Thanks, guys.